This is Al Fixit, and this video is about changing some engine mounts on a Chrysler 2010 Chrysler Town Country minivan. Hey, just a quick backstory on what happened to me. If you want to skip it, just skip ahead 1 minute or so. Hey, I was on this 2-week vacation with the van, and I was loaded down really heavy, and all the engine mounts were broken. On the second day in, look how heavy that van was loaded. So anyways, besides the engine mounts being broken, there was this arm that goes underneath and bolts up to the bottom of the radiator, and the bolt that holds that up fell out and was missing, and that arm was hanging down, almost dragging the ground, and the engine looked like it was about to fall out. So I strapped it all in with a ratchet strap and a rock. I used the rock to insulate away from the manifold, but after a couple of days it still melted through. So every couple of days, 2-3 days, I had to put another ratchet strap on or shorten that one. Anyway, I made it through the whole couple of weeks adventure and had a great time. So now I'm back. Let me show you how to fix it. This bolt right here cost me $67 at the dealer. And here's the same thing from Lowe's for a couple of dollars. The only difference being this one from the dealer has this funny shaped big washer attached to it. And if I was doing it again, I would have done something similar with this one for a couple dollars. Up above that is another mount thing that needs to be replaced, and I have the new replacement here. Put a floor jack underneath to relieve some pressure. Be sure you have some blocks, especially some blocks that have some fun doodads on them. Look, this one here, my daughter is into the Dr. what's his name? Blocked up a little bit, and I got some light on this, so a new one of these. So it looks like, sorry, I'm not used to doing mechanic type videos. I'm not really set up for it, but here's the new one that's going to go right up in here. I don't know which one's supposed to come off first, but I just thought I would try this. So let's see. Okay. Now, there is the bolt. So now underneath there's 2 bolts right up in the bottom. One that up above was a size 15, and this one down here is a size 16. We're going to take that loose. I'm going to just go ahead and switch over to a ratchet here. Make it a little quicker. Alright, now that we got those bolts undone, pretty darn close. Hey, I got it. Look at that. Are you still seeing? Yeah, look at that. It's on the camera. I got this out of there. I'm going to be putting the new one in. As you can see, the old one is all messed up. Now, getting the new one might be a trick to get that in there. Let's see. Give me a bar thing. Yeah, I think that is going to do it. If I can hold this up and try to get it in at the same time I pull the engine over. I got the thing up here in this position, and then I couldn't get it in the rest of the way. So, and I don't know if you can see this one right here. I cut this one just the right size so that when I pried the engine over, I could wedge this in to hold the engine over. Now let's see and get this in the rest of the way. Oh, look at that. Yes. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere.
There it goes. Yeah. Got that started. Let's get the other one started. Now there is a forward and backward to this thing. Let's see if I can show you on this one. Yeah. See, there's a little tip that sticks down here. A little thing that has to go in a slot. So this little thing has to go forward. You don't want to turn it around and have this back here. It's got to be up towards front. So I put it in this way, and once I got around there, then it turned to be like that, and then this was in the front just like it's supposed to be. Okay, so now we can I want to leave things a little loose until I can line up all the bolts. Piece of wood out of here. That brought it back to where it looks like it's lining up for my next bolt. Let's see. Almost. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's going in. How nice. So, now we can tighten up some more stuff. Let's see, let's tighten up things kind of evenly. We'll get different things going. Get this going. You know that the proper way to do this is probably to look up the torque specs and get it exactly the right torque. So, do as I say, not as I do. I do have a torque wrench and everything, but I'm too dang lazy. Throw things around here. Okay. Final tightening. Yay! Okay, I'm going to show you the part number and everything in case you need to do this. Now I replaced this mount. Now let's take a look at another mount that you need to know about. Because if you just replace one mount and others are broken, well then this mount isn't going to last long if the others are broken, and the thing's going to rock around and tear this all up again. I got that old thing out of there, and it has a part number right on it. Look at that. 3156. This is a 2010 Chrysler Town Country with a 3.8 motor in it, and the box I sent for has the number right on it. Replacement parts, blah blah blah. And so I got this one on eBay. Took me a few days to wait for it, but that made it about half the price you can get it at the local parts store. Here is another one that I replaced, and this one goes on the driver's side motor transmission mount, and this one here also was ruined, and this one was, well, they call it a transmission mount, 3228, and this one I bought locally, so it paid like 80 bucks or something, and because I wanted to do it in a hurry. Let me show you where that goes and basically how to replace it. This one, like I say, it's on the driver's side, which is under the battery. So I already replaced this one. Let me see if you can see it down in there. That kind of shiny black. Let me just tell you, it wasn't too hard. It was actually easier than the other one. Or just loosen this bolt up and take these off. Careful you don't zap the things around with that. Take this battery out of here. Underneath there is this plastic tray thing that the battery is sitting on. There's just a couple of bolts holding that in. And once you take those off, take that tray out, then you can get to the bolts of that mount down here underneath. And like I say, that one was fairly easy. It sits down in there like that. So actually all you're doing is taking 4 bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's the trick: is the bolts here that go this direction, those are just barely short enough to get them out without hitting something over here. Remember, those are the shorter ones, these are the longer ones, and when you take it in and out, do those bolts down here first. Otherwise, this thing is loose and it goes out a little bit, and then you can't get these bolts out of there. Also, you can just pry the engine a little bit and stuff, and then you won't have any trouble. This one was easier than the other one. All right. So I'll be checking all the other mounts now, because there's one on each end of the motor, and there's one in the back behind. There's like 4 of these things, so I got to check them all out. But I bet you can't guess what this is. So wait till the end of the video. I'll try to make you one. What I have to tell you is, after all those engine mounts that I replaced, there's another one that needs replaced. So this is the one that goes in the back, in the rear of the engine on this 2010 Chrysler Town Country. So while I'm at it, I just keep replacing engine mounts until I've got them all covered. Here's the one in the rear. This engine mount goes behind the engine. Let's see if I can put a stick on it to show you right where it is. I'll put the stick down in here and put the end of it right on. That's where it is. That's where this goes. We'll just scoot in underneath the car. You remember the $67 bolt that I put in right there. And you remember the engine mount over here. Now we're going to go on back to the back of this thing, and whoops, here is, right in there is underneath that heat shield, which looks like I'll probably take off to get in there. There is an engine mount. Even though I take this bolt out of here, it seems that there's another bolt that's kind of loose, but it's up on the top. So I found an easiest way to get to that is to go on underneath the car further, and we'll just reach up. See if I can take a look at this. And I can reach up here, and yep, I can get to it up there on the top, right up here. Try and see how it comes out of here. Oh yeah, here it comes. Okay. Good. We got the heat shield out of there. Awesome. Okay, now before we get too far with, I mean, you know, we got to do this bolt right here, and we got looks like a couple of bolts down here, and I'm not sure if we have to take this thing loose, possibly. We'll see, maybe not, maybe we can just, we're not, but before I get too far now, I want to just put a support under the engine. One little trick I do is take another box end wrench and put it on here and use it that way. You see how I did that? That's like, you know, extra leverage to crack things loose. There, we get it loose, not too bad. Okay, the way I was able to get at this is to use this opening box in, and I just turned the wrench over so that the angle was down, kind of. That way I could get at this wrench, or this bolt, and this bolt, and then I cracked them loose. I like to get everything kind of loose a little bit, and then see what I got to do next. But then there's the two in the back, so let's go on under further, and let's see. Okay, there's the two. The same thing, you know. Instead of turning the wrench this way and then you got the wrong angle, you just turn it over, and then put it on there, and you could reach. All the bolts all undone. I'm actually going to pull this one out right out of the center of that round thing. Now I get to see if hey, heck, it looks like the whole thing is going to come out of there, and I probably don't even need to move that big bracket thing. That would be nice. Alright, let's see if we can see. I did get it out, and I didn't have to move that thing. Hey, that was awesome. Okay, so what I did was I took it out towards the back. I finagled it around and took it out the back way. So from back here, see, I pulled it out. I pulled it out from back here, and here it is. As you can see, I mean, it needed replacing. Where you can see, hopefully. Try to snag this all back up inside of there. Whoa, look at that. I think I'm getting it. Yeah. I'm getting it. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to start some bolts. I'm not going to tighten anything until I get all the bolts started. That's the way I like to do it. Okay, now as I suspected, I don't know if you can see this, but I went ahead and put in the bolts here, just started them, and then I'm ready to put in this big long bolt, and of course it does not line up. So here's where the fun part is, where we have to, you know, just wiggle things, jack up the motor, jack up the engine or whatever, until things line up a little bit so I can get that bolt in. Super frustrated. I'm having a hell of a time. Okay, when I go to put this into the car, and it lines up to this bottom hole, and I need it to line up to this one. So I'm trying to lift the engine up. If I can lift the engine up a little bit, then it'll line up to this big hole. In the meantime, I keep having, you know, I'm trying to put smaller bolts in to hold it in place and stuff, and they all go in this hole, which is really getting in the way, and I can't really tell sometimes if I'm in the right hole or the wrong hole. So I've decided I'm going to put a little plug, like a wooden plug or something in here, so that I'm not confused all the time when I can't see and I'm putting stuff in there. Okay, so cramming a piece of wood in here. Yeah, I can cut that off or whatever. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Getting that to line up in the back, that bolt that goes through the round part, is not easy, and I still haven't got it yet. Look at the weird situation I've got going on here. I got a ratchet strap hooked back there to the bracket in the back that I need to pull up on and get the engine to turn, raise the motor a little bit. Got the jack underneath, the ratchet strap on top, and I'm leveraging with these things, and I still haven't got it yet, but I'm gonna get it. You better believe it, I'm gonna get it. Crazy, man, crazy. Well, I can do it, I know. Do you really want to be a mechanic? I doubt it. Hey, if I wasn't kind of semi-retired, I would not do this job. No way. you know, I'd rather do whatever you do as a job, working. And that poor mechanic guy who spent his life learning because he dreams of being a mechanic, go ahead, give him the job, man. Anyways, I did it. I got that bolt in there, and now I can release the pressure on here. And the only thing left to do is to put this heat shield thing back in. Wow. And that was not easy. Yeah, so anyways, here it is, the piece of junk that I got out. Part number 3155, made in China. Well, whatever. Time to go for a test drive, see what happens. Wow, it's good. It's so good, but I'm exhausted and I'm all ready for a new drink. Hey, oh, that's right. Let me clean up a little bit, put my junk away, and I'll show you how to make my beverage. As promised, I will be fixing a drink. First of all, we get a nice tall glass that'll hold quite a bit. Then we'll put a few ice cubes in there. Not that many. Okay. Now we're going to pick here's coconut, here's berry, there's lemon, and there's just the plain water. Okay, I'm going to use a berry right now. This with some LaCroix. Now, before I get too far, I'm going to sweeten it up with stevia. 1 packet of stevia. And I don't mean any of that other bull crap, foamy sugars like sucralose and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Those are very dangerous. So don't even think I would put any of those things. So then I'll take a little bit of something like 100% juice pomegranate cranberry, and I'll just put a little bit in here. And it colors it up a little bit, and it just brings it all together. So there you have. Top it off here with this. And here is what we call a rear engine mount sparkler. And if you want to add rum to it, well, that's up to you. Yes. So I'll fix it here. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me and all that kind of thing. Adios and ciao, and you know, see you later. Okay. Thank you very much for going with me on this, helping me out. This is the first time I did a car repair one, I think. I fix cars and stuff from time to time, and I just hadn't thought about making a video. But here you go. I got a video on fixing the car. So, you never know what I'm going to do next. Stay tuned, subscribe, like the video and stuff, you know. Thanks. I'll fix it here.